And eventually, Jeezy does get bailed out of jail. And what happens when Jeezy gets bailed out of jail?
Jeezy gets out of jail. They call me. I come to the hotel. I seen it in his eyes. He didn't feel the same about me anymore. Like, I seen it in his eyes. Yo, I seen it. I don't give a what nobody say, yo. I seen it in his eyes. And I came and, the Def Jam reps, them there. That's what I tell you. I know, the Def Jam reps, they come, Jeezy's out. I seen it in his eye, though. I know, like, what's going to be different. Because he's rich, and I'm just saying, rich people want to do what they want to do, and nobody can tell them, but God sit him down, and I'm the cause of it. He got locked up for my gun, so Dread, this mother, you know what I mean? I could see that look in his face. So I sit down, I talk to him. He like, Dread, when they say you're going to be back, I was like, they say 90 days, because I cracked my wrists. And then I talked to the doctor. When you crack your joints, that's it. You know what I mean? So my wrist is cracked for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? It's a lifetime injury I got in my hand. So I told him 90 days, you know what I mean? I'll be back out. But you feel a vibe. So it was like, they leaving tomorrow.
Jeezy takes off to Miami, right? And what do?
I didn't know at the time. His friend called me. But this is when I reached back Atlanta. But it was like, Dread, you got to ride the tour bus back. Because I had some more pistols still. Because like I told you, I walk with a lot of pistols, you know what I mean? You might got to regulate some shit, so I walk with a lot of pistols. I had to ride back the tour bus. I thought that was f***ed up because it takes 2 days to get back in a tour bus. It took us 4 days. The driver and his wife got locked up. These people never been in jail before. So they staring at me and shit. And it was an uncomfortable moment because everybody, they blaming me. But how could you blame me? And I'm shot. I'm in the hospital. So they looking at me like, ooh, you mother. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, they're not saying it, but I can see it in their faces. So they be driving. The driver's like, don't give his wife the phone. I was like, you mean don't give your wife a phone? Because they took everything from them. They took their phones, the camera guy cameras. I had an Xbox on the bus. They even took that shit too. You know what I mean? They took everything electronic. So we riding back. The wife came in the back crying. She's like, yo, I need to talk to my, remember, I'm shot. I'm trying to get home to my mother family. They could have put me in a plane and sent me. I got 2 little girls at the time, Tree, the one in my ex belly, my last daughter. So I'm trying to get home to see my family. I almost lost my life. You know what I mean? So the lady came in the back. She's like, can I use your phone? My husband won't let me use a phone. I want to talk to my kids. So I had compassion. Like, I want to see my kids. So I gave her the phone. Yo, you feel a bus, breaks up, press the button, she done throw the phone at me, whoop. Yo, they was back there arguing, yo. And I'm mad, because I'm like, yo, I'm shot. I want to go home. Why am I riding in a tour bus? And they took off. At the time, I didn't know where they was, so they took off on the plane. They gone. They reached wherever they is. I'm day 1.5. It took us 4 days to get back there. So we drive in, you know what I mean? I was up. I smoke weed sometimes because I got shot up a lot of times, so I got to calm my nerves sometimes. So the border was like 9 or 10 hours away. Dude was like, you can't smoke. I was like, what you mean I can't smoke? Like, he's applying pressure on me. He's mad at his situation. You know what I mean? All right, cool. I ain't smoke. So we reach, the bunks. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", 300 pounds. 6'4" I am. The bunks are cool, but I don't like sleeping in them. They're like coffins. Then I'm injured. I can't go in a coffin and lay down. I don't like the bunks. It had a main room in the back. That's for the store. So when we stopped, for them to rest, I was like, Jeezy gave you guys money for the hotel? They was like, nah. I was like, so where we sleeping? It was like on the bus. So I was like, can I get the room? Old boy was like, nah. He going back there with his wife. So I was like, all right. He opened the bus. The bus opens up for the living room. But believe it or not, it was crazy. I slept in my hand. I slept on my side, yo, with my hand on top of my leg. You know what I mean? And it was a sad night, cause like, how the fuck I got shot saving a millionaire? And I'm on a bus sleeping in my hand on my side. Like, the man, you know what I mean? So,
Damn, man, that's okay. So you're on this bus trip. Sounds like it's hell. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You've been shot. I'm sure you just want to get home and relax a little bit.
Hell yeah.
And you finally make it home.
I finally make it home.
And you're hanging out. Are you just getting better for a few months and then you eventually start going back to work?
I came back, the camera guy came and looked for me. And this is how I found out. And I came back, one of Jeezy homeboys. Matter of fact, before I left California, I went into the hood where Jeezy big homie is, Big Toe. Shout out Big Toe. They keep me away from that nigga too. That's my nigga. You know what I mean? Big Toe, they keep me away from him. But Big Toe told me this is Jeezy's big homie. He said, Jeezy better take care of you for the rest of your life. I was like, huh? Because I didn't tell him what he said by the hospital. So I was like, huh? Just to hear him say it again. He's like, Jeezy better take care of you for the rest of his life. So I reached back. One of Jeezy boys called me. That's how I know it was in Miami. He's like, Dread, where you at? I'm like, I'm home. He's like, what you mean you home? He said, why Jeezy them in Miami and you home? So, friction again, bullshit. I was like, I don't know. His home, and this is his homeboy. I seen him the other day. He's like, why Jeezy's in Miami and you're, because the word is spreading. People here, I took a bullet, you know what I mean? The fuck, he's in Miami and you know what I mean? So it's bullshit. Excuse me. So the cameraman comes and see me. The cameraman was like, Dread, you heard what happened? I say, what? You know what I mean? Like, damn, more to the story? He's like, when he telling me about, because he got locked up too. It was the bus drivers, the camera guy, the manager. Jeezy is like 6, 7 of them got locked up. So the cameraman was like, Dread, yo, Jeezy and King, rest in peace. That's my nigga. You know what I mean? But he like, Jeezy and King was talking bad about you in jail. So I say, what? I grab his chair and sit down like, what the He was like, they thought I ran. When it was calling me and I wasn't answering, I was sleeping. They thought I ran. So they was talking shit. And the camera guy and Stone, shout out my nigga Stone, Stone defended my name. They was like, nah, Dread ain't ran. They was like, Dread got shot. Dread is sleeping. He's on the medication. And I actually was sleeping. You know what I mean? But he told me Jeezy was talking shit. You know what I mean? That's your man. He was telling my boy Stone, because Stone is from St. Croix. The Virgin Islands has 3 islands, St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. John. I'm from St. Thomas. Stone is from St. Croix. So Stone always keep me up in game. Or if somebody was bad talking me, Stone gonna speak on my name, like not Dread, because Stone know how we made from back in the Virgin Islands. So Stone's in there defending my name and the camera guy. Rest in peace to my boy King. I don't want to talk on him too much because he died. He's not here with us, you know what I mean? And I just want to remember the good about him because he still was my co-worker, in different tours and shit. But it was bad talking me, man. And the dude told me, so I started to understand the ill treatment. You know what I mean? He went to the hotel. He tried to talk shit about me. His friend checked him. I left on a bus. He went to Miami. He didn't want me there. And then he was talking about me in the jail. So I came back. I sat down. Me and my ex-wife, we got into it because I had the bullet in my hand for a month after. After I came from California, I had a bullet in my hand for a month. And I had my kids were small, you know what I mean? There was, right now they're 15, 14, and the last one is 8. Trinity, Faith, and Grace, my little sweetheart. This is why I go hard for my little babies. But so now they used to slap me in the hand, not for spite, but they kids, you know what I mean? They run up like, Dad, you know what I mean? And my hand used to swell up. So my ex was like, you need to go to the hospital. Me and her got in a heated conversation. I was like, nah, I was like, Jeezy gonna take me to the hospital. She's like, he's not gonna take you to the hospital. I was like, yo, that's Jeezy, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, what is he waiting for, airstrike? And that was actually for real. I had the bullet for like a month after in my hand. And then I had to go to McGrady Hospital. That's downtown Atlanta. It's a nice hospital, but it got the rich nigga hospital. I thought that's where I was going, or I was, you know what I mean? This is my, for taking a bullet. I went to Grady. I had to go and get on a program. It was sad, man. I was mad as because I had to go to the hospital and get on a program. And I'm like, why am I getting on a program to get a bullet out of my hand? I got by. I think I was making like probably like 1,000 less. So I got on. 1,000 over, I wouldn't have got on, but I got on. They took the bullet out of my hand. But I'm like, how do I get shot for a millionaire? And I gotta go through a process. You know what I mean? I didn't have no insurance. He don't have no insurance. And like, she told me to sue him, but I was keeping the G code because this is Jeezy, the realest nigga in it. So the statute of limitation ran out. He had no workers' comp. He had no insurance. He had shit. You know what I mean? I was supposed to sue him, and I wish I did. And I didn't, you know what I mean? Because I thought he was going to keep it real. You know what I mean?
Did you ever sue the club?
Yeah, I sued the club. But it was up and down with the club, too. Because I had to fight the case from Atlanta. You know what I mean? One Oak nightclub. I sued them. They're full of shit. And my lawyer I had full of shit, too. You know what I mean? They got over me. You know what I mean? And, like, I'm not from here. I'm from the islands, like, so it was hard for me fighting a case from Atlanta in California, you know what I mean? And I'm saying, why am I going through this? Why Jeezy could have got me an A1 lawyer and I could have bleed the club, you know what I mean? But, I got some bread out of it, but the lawyer, they me over. You know what I mean? The club, all of them was in, like, working together, man. Like, some shit happened. When you sue a club, you sue everybody in the club. The club, we sued Chris Brown. We sued PM, some DJ girls, somebody else. We sued the club. We sued the security. But my one lawyer died. He chose out the case against Chris Brown. I never told him to do that. He did that on his own. They probably cut him a check for that shit. But he chose out the case and then he died. So when the time came out for the settlement or whatever, I was like, why Chris Brown name or why they're not paying out money too? It was your party. There's like your lawyer dismissed the case. I was like, I never told him to do that. So that was some bullshit. I could have got a bigger check. So I sued the club. It took me a while to get that. Jeezy, usually gives out bonuses. Bonus party. I think I came out Christmas time. They had a party for Wall Ready. And this is where my perspective of Rick Ross changed. And I had more respect for Rick Ross and Jeezy. Because Rick Ross and Jeezy was having a party, I popped up. I was looking for some other people handling some business, but I popped up. I see them. I went to the side because the club got some more people, everybody banging in my hand. My hand is up. I just got shot. You know what I mean? So I went to the exit to stand on the side. And when Rick Ross was leaving the club, Rick Ross grabbed my hand. Like, not no funny shit, but Rick Ross grabbed my hand and he shook my hand. And it was a star-studded moment because it's Rick Ross. Yes, we had an altercation before, but shit, you Rick Ross. And he told me, he's like, yo, I heard about that shit you did in California. That's some real nigga shit. And he shook my hand and he left, you know what I mean? And I just had a different perspective for Rick Ross after that because he didn't have to tell me that, but he did, you know what I mean? So,
He didn't ask for his chains back?
Nah, man, he's bypassed that. He a boss, man. That shit ain't nothing to him. That's water under the bridge for him. You know what I mean? But the vibes changed, like, you know what I mean? After that, I looked at him different, you know what I mean? Because he gave me, once again, recognition, you know what I mean? Even him heard what was going on, and he congratulated me, but I'm watching Jeezy like, no bonus, no raise, no compensation. You ain't pay for my hospital bill, no nothing. So it's like, my works are like, they like he on that goofy shit. I was trying to tell this goofy ass move out of the way. I got shot. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, if there's a nigga realer than me, I like to meet him. Can I please shake his hand? You know what I mean?
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.